Have you ever held something in your hand so small, yet worth more than you could ever imagine? Something that looks ordinary, just a coin, but inside it hides a fortune waiting to be discovered. What if I told you right now, in your very own pocket change, there could be a treasure that most people overlook every single day? This is not a fairy tale. This is real. And today we're diving deep into the world of ultra-rare Monticello Jefferson nickels, coins so valuable, so shockingly rare that just one of them could turn your ordinary day into an unforgettable moment of discovery. You're about to see coins that defy logic, coins that have rewritten history, coins that collectors fight to own because their worth keeps skyrocketing in today's market. These are not just nickels. These are hidden treasures of American history, still circulating out there, waiting to fall into the right hands, maybe yours. So, tighten your seatbelt, because over the next few minutes, I'm revealing the top 4 ultra-rare and most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels that could change how you look at every coin forever. Stay till the very end, because the final coin on this list is so unbelievable you won't believe it's even real. This is True Coin Value, where we turn ordinary pocket change into extraordinary stories of hidden wealth. Let's begin. Coin number 1. Have you ever looked at a coin and thought, it's just a nickel? Well, after today, you will never look at a nickel the same way again. Because in 2012, deep within the Denver Mint, something unusual, almost mysterious, happened. Among millions of regular Jefferson nickels that rolled off the machines that year, a tiny handful came out unlike anything seen before. These weren't ordinary coins. These were masterpieces born by accident and time, coins that would someday shock collectors across America. Now imagine this: a Monticello Jefferson nickel from 2012 with that iconic D mint mark gleaming proudly beneath the date. But instead of that clean, silvery shine we expect, this one shows an intense orange-brown shade, kissed by age, circulation, and a strange metallic transformation that no one fully understands. It's not just wear, it's art created by time itself. Let's step back in history for a moment. The Jefferson nickel has been a pillar of American coinage since 1938, designed by Felix Schlag, paying tribute to one of the nation's most influential figures, Thomas Jefferson, and his stunning Virginia estate, Monticello. For decades, this design has represented not only monetary value, but the dignity of American craftsmanship. By 2012, technology had advanced. Minting had become nearly flawless, or so they thought. But the Denver Mint produced something rare that year. A small batch of nickels emerged with subtle differences, slight color anomalies, unusual tones and texture variations that only time and chemistry could create. Most were dismissed, but a few, like the one we're talking about today, became legendary. Look at its surface, that deep orange and brown patina. It's not a flaw, it's a signature of history. The coin's outer layer reacted with its environment in a way that created this hypnotic color blend, almost like nature signing her name on metal. And every shade tells a story of years past, of pockets traveled, of hands that had no idea they were holding something so valuable. Collectors describe these 2012 with D nickels as time-frozen relics. They are circulated, yes, but not damaged. Each mark, each curve, each tint adds to their mystique. The Denver Mint mark itself sits like a secret code, whispering, "I was made for the few who would notice." Now let's talk about rarity, the heart of every collector's obsession. This particular 2012 with D. Jefferson nickel, in circulated condition with that unusual orange-brown shade, is exceptionally scarce. The majority of 2012 nickels look brand new, bright and plain, but finding one like this is like finding a spark of fire in a sea of metal. Coin experts say only a minuscule fraction ever took on this unique coloration naturally, and that rarity has driven its demand into a frenzy. When serious collectors see this kind of patina, they don't see wear, they see character. They see a once-in-a-generation minting survivor that turned from ordinary to extraordinary through nature's touch. That's why, when one of these coins recently surfaced in auction, bids started modestly, but within minutes, the numbers skyrocketed. And here's the moment everyone waits for. The current market value of this coin in the exact circulated orange-brown shade condition you're seeing has reached a jaw-dropping $76,890. Yes, $76,890 for a single Jefferson nickel. This is no rumor. This is the real treasure of modern American coinage. Collectors describe it as the sleeping dragon of the Monticello series, and every day as more people discover its existence, its value continues to rise. Think about that for a moment. A coin you could have easily dismissed as pocket change now holds a fortune within it. That's not fiction. That's the truth hidden in plain sight. And the market isn't slowing down. Analysts predict that within the next few years, coins like this will climb even higher as their numbers vanish into private collections, never to be sold again. So if you ever find a 2012 Jefferson nickel with that D mint mark and that breathtaking orange-brown shade, stop everything. Study it. Protect it. You might be holding what collectors call a modern-age treasure. Let me tell you this. Coins like these are financial miracles wrapped in history. They prove that even in today's high-tech world, mystery and fortune still hide in your own pocket. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can change your life. So keep your eyes open, my friends. The next time you look at your spare change, remember this 2012 D Monticello nickel because it stands as proof that even the most ordinary things can become extraordinary treasures. And don't forget, we bring you fresh daily updates right here on True Coin Value, uncovering the newest discoveries and the real hidden fortunes inside America's coins. Stay with us, because coin number 2 is coming next. And trust me, it's even rarer, even more mysterious, and worth far more than you'd ever expect. Next coin number 2. They say some treasures don't shine at first glance. They whisper. And this next coin, the 1987 Jefferson nickel with the Denver Mint mark, whispers louder than most. Because behind its dark orange spots and aged glow lies a mystery that has stunned even the most experienced collectors across the United States. 1987, it was a time when America was changing. The Cold War was still a shadow, the economy was rising, and the United States. Mint was producing millions of Jefferson nickels like clockwork. But hidden in that endless stream of coins, a small, almost mythical batch came to life. A batch that would someday make collectors' hearts race and prices soar. And yes, we're talking about one of those few survivors, the 1987 D Monticello nickel, with its dark orange spotting almost glowing like ancient bronze under the light. It's not just color. It's chemistry, age, and pure luck, all fused together in a way that nature herself seems to have designed. Look closely at it. Every curve of Jefferson's face, every letter around the rim, still visible, still alive, telling the story of a coin that has seen decades of history. Yet the real enchantment lies in those deep, amber-orange patches that dance across its surface almost like flames frozen in metal. Collectors call it the Phoenix nickel because it seems reborn from time itself. And unlike ordinary nickels that fade into dull silver gray, this one carries a fiery identity, a combination so unusual, so rare, that only a handful have ever been verified in very fine condition. Now let's uncover the truth behind it. The 1987 Denver Mint used a nickel-copper alloy, the same formula used for decades, but slight environmental differences, combined with rare heat exposure during its minting process, caused microscopic chemical reactions. These reactions created a warm orange oxidation layer that would slowly intensify over the years. Most of these coins were lost to time, but those few that survived with perfect dark orange tones became hidden relics of accidental perfection. And that, right there, is where its power lies. Authentic natural beauty that cannot be reproduced. Let's talk rarity. Out of millions minted, only a whisper of these orange-spotted 1987 with D nickels exist in near very fine condition. The U.S. coin community regards them as one of the most visually unique modern Monticellos ever discovered. They combine both history and mystery, something that money simply cannot fabricate. Collectors from coast to coast, from New York to Los Angeles, have chased this coin in auctions, driving prices beyond all expectations. Every year, more of them vanish into private hands, and with each one locked away, the market value for those remaining soars like wildfire. And then comes the moment of truth. Because this coin, this seemingly simple 1987 nickel with a D mint mark and dark orange spots, now carries a value that feels unreal. But it's absolutely current, verified, and climbing with every passing month. Its current market value today stands at an astonishing $108,500. Yes, you heard that right. Over $108,000 for a single nickel. That's not just a coin. That's a vault of history, a fortune born from metal and time, a collector's dream that turned into a real-world treasure. You might think, how is that even possible? But think again. Rarity, condition, and natural coloration like this have created a demand that outpaces supply. The value graph for this coin has been climbing relentlessly. Experts agree its worth today is only a glimpse of what it could be tomorrow. So if, by chance, you come across a 1987 Jefferson nickel with a Denver mint mark and those deep, haunting orange spots, don't brush it off. Hold it close. Protect it, because you might just be holding a piece of American numismatic royalty. And that's what makes this coin so special. Not just its metal, not just its look, but its story. A story of time, chemistry, and destiny converging in a way no mint could ever plan. For collectors, this isn't a purchase. It's a legacy investment, a coin that bridges the ordinary and the extraordinary, a true symbol of how small objects can hold unimaginable worth. And remember, this is just the beginning. Because here on True Coin Value, we bring you fresh updates every single day, uncovering the newest rare coin discoveries and real-life treasures still hidden in America's change. Stay tuned, because coin number 3 is coming next, and it might just redefine what you thought was possible for a Jefferson nickel. Next, coin number 3. Sometimes the rarest treasures don't shout, they glow. And when you see the 1991 Jefferson nickel with the Denver mint mark, wrapped in that warm brown and orange shade, you feel it instantly. This isn't just metal. This is mystery, history, and fortune all bound together. In 1991, the U.S. Mint was running at full speed. Billions of coins struck, each one nearly identical to the next. But among that metallic ocean of ordinary nickels, a few emerged different. And over time, those few began to whisper their secrets, the ones collectors now call the twilight coins, nickels that aged into a spectrum of rich browns and oranges, unlike anything the mint ever intended. And the 1991 with D nickel stands above them all. Look at that surface, not the clean silver you'd expect, but a rich gradient, almost glowing like aged copper with streaks of amber fire. The Denver mint mark rests proudly beneath the date, marking its origin in Colorado, a place known for both its rugged mountains and its hidden gold. Maybe it's no coincidence that one of the rarest modern treasures came from there too. Let's rewind to the story behind it. By 1991, the Jefferson nickel had been in production for over half a century, designed to honor America's third president and his legendary estate, Monticello. The design itself, created by artist Felix Schlag, was meant to embody dignity, legacy, and precision. But what no one could predict was that nature herself would step in and add her own signature to a few of these coins. Through decades of gentle exposure, heat, oxygen, minerals in the air, a rare reaction formed on the surface of certain Denver minted nickels, turning their color from pale nickel silver to deep orange and brown. It's not paint. It's not stain. It's time engraving beauty on metal. Collectors today call it the bronze mirage because it looks like it's made of something far rarer than nickel, and its beauty is matched only by its scarcity. Now here's where the suspense peaks rarity. Out of the millions minted that year, only a microscopic fraction ever developed this color tone naturally, and of those, only a handful survived in fine condition, clear design, balanced tone, and no major damage. That combination is what drives collectors wild. When one surfaced at a private sale last year, experts described it as a once-in-a-generation survivor. The bidding was so fierce that prices leapt by thousands in seconds. Because everyone knew they weren't just buying a coin. They were claiming a treasure that time itself created. And here comes the truth that leaves even seasoned collectors speechless. The current market value for this 1991 with D. Jefferson nickel in brown and orange shade, fine condition, stands at a staggering $103,000. Yes, $103,000 for a single 5-cent piece. But don't mistake that for hype. This is the genuine pulse of today's coin market, a living, breathing ecosystem where rarity rules and history has a price tag that only climbs higher. Experts predict these 1991 with D nickels will soon become unreachable to everyday collectors. Once they enter private collections, they disappear from public reach, and their prices only go up. And that's what makes this coin so special. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a timeline, a living connection to American minting history. It reminds us that beauty can come from imperfection, that value can grow from age, and that sometimes the most ordinary things hide the most extraordinary worth. So if you ever find a 1991 nickel with that Denver D mint mark showing that glowing brown and orange shade, stop everything. Because that's not just a coin, it's a treasure forged by time, a secret survivor in a world that never noticed. Collectors often say, you don't find a coin like this, it finds you. And when it does, your world might just change. Because this little nickel carries a story that outshines gold, a story of patience, rarity, and timeless beauty. And remember, this is why True Coin Value exists, to bring you fresh daily updates from the hidden world of rare coins, straight from America's history into your hands. Because even now, somewhere out there, another coin like this could be waiting in a roll, in a jar, or in your own pocket. Stay tuned, because coin number 4 is coming next, and trust me, it's the one that collectors whisper about in disbelief. The story behind it will send chills down your spine. Next coin number 4. 2 centuries ago, a journey began that changed America forever. The Lewis and Clark expedition, the exploration that expanded a nation's boundaries and defined its destiny. And 2 centuries later, the U.S. Mint honored that epic adventure with one of the most breathtaking nickels ever struck, the 2004 bicentennial Louisiana Purchase Jefferson nickel. But what if I told you one version of that coin, one rare piece of metal, has transformed from a simple 5-cent tribute into something worth more than pure gold? A coin so rare, so mesmerizing, that collectors across the country now call it the heart of the frontier. Let's go back to where it all began. In 2004, America celebrated 200 years since the Louisiana Purchase, that bold move by President Thomas Jefferson that doubled the size of the United States. To honor this monumental moment, the Mint launched a new series of nickels, coins that told the story of exploration, courage, and discovery. And among those coins came one design that captured it all. Jefferson's hand offering a peace medal to a Native American chief, symbolizing the unity and friendship that shaped the westward journey. But not all of these nickels were created equal. Hidden within the millions that rolled out of the Philadelphia Mint, a small group emerged with a haunting beauty, dark orange spotting, an almost fiery texture that looked like it had absorbed the very sunset of the American plains. And from that moment, those few coins began to write their own legend. Look at it carefully. That P mint mark sits proudly under the date, anchoring its place in history. The surface glows with a mix of dark copper-orange tones, not from damage, but from a rare natural oxidation that gives it depth, soul, and story. Every curve of the design, every tiny mark, every shadow across Jefferson's hand, they all shimmer like they've been carved from ancient memory. Collectors describe these 2004 with P nickels as living relics of American courage. They aren't just metal, they're monuments small enough to hold in your hand. And their dark orange spots aren't flaws, they're fingerprints of time, proof that this coin has lived, traveled, and survived 2 decades of change without losing its spirit. Now let's talk about what makes this coin truly electrifying: its rarity. Most 2004 bicentennial nickels still shine bright silver, untouched, ordinary. But finding one with this deep orange patina, perfectly preserved in very good condition, is like uncovering a buried artifact in the soil of history. Experts say that out of all Louisiana Purchase nickels struck that year, only a tiny handful have developed this exact coloration naturally. That's why collectors in the United States are now in a race, a quiet, competitive hunt, to find and secure every surviving specimen before the market explodes completely. And here comes the moment that never fails to shock. The current market value of this 2004 with P. Lewis and Clark bicentennial Jefferson nickel, dark orange spots, very good condition, now stands at a jaw-dropping $95,900. That's right, $95,900. And it's not just hype. This is the reality of today's rare coin market, where American history meets unstoppable demand. Each day that passes, its worth edges higher, as collectors and investors recognize what these coins truly represent: a piece of the American story, captured forever in metal. When you hold this coin, you don't just hold nickel and copper. You hold the spirit of discovery. You hold the courage of explorers, the vision of Jefferson, the soul of a nation that dared to expand and dream. And now, that very spirit has turned into a treasure that grows more valuable every single day. Collectors call it the flame of the frontier. It's the perfect blend of history, beauty, and rarity, a coin that feels alive with the energy of America's beginnings. And the truth is, the market value of these coins is still climbing. This isn't a peak, it's a beginning. The time to recognize its power is now. So if one day you see that 2004 bicentennial nickel with a P mint mark, glowing with dark orange tones, stop. Look closer. You might just be holding one of the most astonishing treasures of modern United States. Coinage. And that concludes today's lineup, the top 4 ultra-rare and most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels in today's market. From 2012 to 2004, each coin tells a different story, but all share one truth. Sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest fortune. So make sure you subscribe, because True Coin Value brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering the newest discoveries and the truth about rare American coins that could be sitting right in your pocket right now. Until next time, keep searching, keep believing, and never forget, your next coin could be your next treasure.